Hey guys and girls, Emma again. Welcome back to the spare room. Welcome back to this little traction engine Patreon project. This is where we're at. And it's starting to look pretty good, really. We've got this firebox on and I've just painted them with stove black and warmed them up in the oven for a couple of hours to cure them, and that should be pretty hard, I think. I've left this as bright stainless steel, and this is all screwed onto the boiler, and this of course is screwed on the front here nice and square, and there's a little bit of a gap here, not much but just a little bit of a gap so that this pipe doesn't chafe on the stainless steel, and this back axle's on. So next job is to put a bush on the axle on each end, or on each side. These wheels are actually probably back to front. We want this groove on this side. But for now, we're just going to put some bushes on there to stop that rattling backwards and forwards and scratching everything up when we push it round. Because we're all going to push it round for a bit. So, easiest way to do that, put everything together with the nuts you're going to use so that it's all the right length and where you think it's going to be. And I'm just going to put a ruler through here, a scale as you call it in America, and measure that, which is, there's a bit of wobble in it, so that when we hold that out there is about 20 and a half millimeters. On that side it's about 20, so I reckon if we made 10mm bush on each side, it needs to have a 1/4 inch hole in it to match the axle, and the outside really doesn't matter very much. The bush, or the distance piece, is shown on page 78 along with all the front axle parts and axle pieces. This little distance piece specifies 3/8 or 10mm and drilled out to fit the axle, and 10mm long. So we're really not far off the drawing, and I'm really pleased about that. But check it anyway, because everyone's work's a little bit different and it's not that critical, but if you make it fit then there won't be too much wobble in it. These are pretty simple little production jobs. I'm just going to poke enough out there to make one bush, and I'm going to drill it right through to make 2 bushes with a centre drill and then a 1/4 inch drill. And part these off at 10mm long. And marked it, I'm just going to give that first one a polish. And carefully break the corners. That's the first one. The second one should be drilled out through already plenty far enough. So that hole's concentric to the bore no matter where we set it up in the next operation. So if we just pull it out again, and carefully repeat that, keeping our fingers out of the way. Always a handle on the fire. And we can keep going. In this case we only need 2 of them, so that's the quickest and easiest way just to make concentric bushes. If the length's critical, the best way before you part it out is to set something up, either a centre or a stop, or even a steel rule on the end of the quill at the right length. And then all you need to do is move it out into the end of the tailstock and take the steel rule out, part him off, and move the next one out to the same setting. So that way you get them all the same length. It's a pretty quick little production job. But we've got our 2 little bushes. Now because they're parted off, they've still got a wire edge on there. That's pretty easy to break there. It doesn't need very much. Probably the best way is either to reverse them in the chuck, just hold them carefully. And run that parting tool past them again. When that parting tool's set up, we can slip this one out. And use that as a stop. To set up the next one. And they're all set to the same length. We've got 2 little bushes. So there we go, we've got 2 little bushes. They should both be pretty much exactly the same. We put one on here like this. Make sure they slide. They don't have to be real tight because they don't actually carry any load. Slip that through there. Put the other one on. Slip the other wheel on. And put the nut on. These are a fraction tight, and that won't hurt, I think. The thing's running without the rubber band on the belt, on the wheel. It's going to move a bit. A little bit tight will be better than a little bit loose, because it'll tend to move all over. And when it's driving, a bit of load won't hurt it. So I'm going to leave them like that. They just push the sides of the stainless steel in just a fraction, so that looks pretty good. Now, these need to be painted, and I'm going to put a poll down on my Patreon page. I'm going to leave it open to $5 upward subscribers, and you guys can decide what colour. So I've got a stack load of colours, from orange and purple and blue and green. When I painted this one, I went for blue, and that looks quite good. So any colour, as long as it's a nice paint job, it's going to look pretty good on this. I'll list some colours, and you guys can have a look at the poll and vote for me, and we'll decide. I think the smoke box wants to be the black, the same as this, and we need to paint the wheels, and we probably need to paint the canopy. So anyway, that's probably enough for tonight. This little job's only taken me an evening, not even. It's probably taken me, to make those bushes, it's taken me about 20 minutes, something like that. So little jobs like this are pretty easy and quick to do. Another little job you could do is make a nut for the back here in brass. Even a disc. We might make a disc with my name on here or something like that to go on the back. So there's some ideas that you could put on here. Another idea perhaps would be to make something with a bent piece of tin for a drawbar. But that's another little project you could get done while you're waiting for the next video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching it on Patreon, thank you so much, and there'll be more soon. Be kind to each other.